Hey, welcome back to the channel. Before y'all do anything, make sure you go ahead and subscribe, give it a like. If you rocking with Young Dolph, let me know where y'all from and who you rocking with, man. Finesse2Tymes is tripping right now. He said he trying to get after a lot of the people that been talking about him exposing the paperwork and everything like that. You can't get mad about the news reporters, the media, and everything like that. All publicity is good publicity. When it comes to these rappers, man, their names is always in the headlines for the wrong reason. But guess what? That's what's keeping them afloat. That's what's making them their money, because at the end of the day, after these people hear about these rappers and what's going on in the news, they gonna still listen to their songs. They gonna get recommended their album. They gonna actually be able to come up off of a lot of the people talking about them and everything like that. But with Finesse2Tymes, he feel like somebody crossed the line right after they exposed his paperwork. That's who he really mentioning, man. Even though he didn't call any names, he talking about bloggers and everything like that. That's the thing that everybody sat back and said they know exactly who that is. Because at this point, everybody knows 1090 Jake exposed Finesse2Tymes paperwork. But Finesse2Tymes got to be a lot clearer, because he's taking shots at all news, all bloggers, all media, whatever it is, man. Either way, this whole thing has got people trying to make people turn against each other, man. At the end of the day, they want Finesse2Tymes fighting with another business owner or something like that. And so that way nobody gets nothing done. You got to see how a lot of people are tiptoeing right into the trap of what the people who got the system is set up to have us do, man. They always trying to get us to turn against each other. So why is it that dude got to come out and hate on people? Finesse2Tymes is a celebrity. Everybody gonna talk about him at the end of the day. That's something that they can't get away from. When they wanted to be rich and famous, when they signed their name on that deal, this is what comes with it, man. You gonna get a lot of attention, whether it's for the good reasons, bad reasons. A lot of people are gonna talk about what you do right and wrong, and you can't blame the world for that. At the end of the day, you put yourself up there on the pedestal as being a person who has some sort of public figure. If you're a public figure, celebrity, whatever you want to call it, from your neck of the woods, you gotta understand people gonna talk about you, people gonna write articles, you gonna be on the news. These rappers always be fantasizing and being fascinated and infatuated by putting somebody on the news. They always trying to do something bad, make it on the news, and they talk about it in their raps. They talk about on Fox 5, you're gonna be on Channel 12, Channel 2, or whatever it is like that. But it's like, how are they cool with that, but they not cool with actual people trying to start news and do everything like that? This is what got a lot of people saying that Finesse2Tymes, he's not really in tune with the whole way everything going. He just mad about the fact that he on probation and he put too much of his business online for people to see it and talk about it. And so this is what comes with the whole entire thing. You see how him being involved with a lot of the people who he was around. If he wanted to be a quiet lifestyle, if he wanted to be a low-key lifestyle, he should have never hung around J. Prince Jr. He should have never hung around Mob Ties. He should have never hung around Moneybagg, CMG, Gotti, and whatever. And we see what Finesse2Tymes is trying to do, because at the end of the day, Finesse2Tymes wrapped his truck camo just like Dolph. So we see where he's actually getting a lot of his things from. We see where that's who motivated him and whatnot. And so when Moneybagg, and Gotti and them tricked Finesse2Tymes into joining their side, this is where everything went wrong for Finesse2Tymes. This is when he caught his case. This is the reason why he had to do the 5-year bid, was right around the time he was hanging with Moneybagg, and Gotti. They told him that he had to do these certain things to be able to sign the CMG. He didn't know that Dolph was actually quietly watching and seeing, okay, if Finesse2Tymes hold his composure and don't side with them, then he might have a chance with PRE. But at the end of the day, Finesse2Tymes chose the route in life that he wanted to take, and he got to live with the everything that comes with it. He did what he did, and if people talk about it, it's in the past for him, but he don't have to dwell on that. He don't have to go online and be actually watching these things. A lot of people, they pay attention to things they don't need to pay attention to. Because if it really make you mad, why are you still actually giving them more light by telling the whole entire world? Now everybody gonna be actually hyping it up and everything like that. And with this 1090 Jake and Finesse2Tymes situation, it's like they better call it a peace treaty or something like that, because at the end of the day, if Finesse2Tymes goes out of his way, or one of his people go out of his way to do something with the people who are exposing his paperwork, then it's not going to look good for him, because he's still on federal probation. He's still on federal paperwork. So why somebody that's actually that much deep in trouble still has eyes glued to him by the feds? Why is he speaking up about saying all these things like he want to run up on one of the people who's talking about him online? He want to run up on the guys that exposed his paper. We all know what it is. He's not talking about the dudes who saying how much music he sold in a week. He's not talking about those type of people who's online. He's talking about the guys who actually got his whole record, because Finesse2Tymes trying to get his record sealed. And the person who exposed his paperwork found the way to get around that, get his records, and expose it to the whole world. They brought back the stuff that he used to try to cover up and brought back the snitching allegations. This is the reason what got Finesse2Tymes upset. Because if he ends up, if anything happens, you know that it's a lot of people that's going to press Finesse2Tymes about the snitching allegations and everything like that. And so Finesse2Tymes don't want to have bad reputation in his hood. He's still connected to the streets. He still moves, Finesse2Tymes still moves with a street mentality. At the end of the day, the man still plays dice games and gets caught up for stolen rental cars. And so what is it that at this point, it's like Finesse2Tymes either got to straighten up his life or not pay attention to the things that people be saying, because at the end of the day, the people gonna talk. It's a job for them. And so this is the reason why the people who expose the paperwork and everything like that keep going on. This is what they do. They basically work like the feds do. You know, at the end of the day, that's what a lot of people said. The people who exposing paperwork is basically assisting the feds, or they basically wait till the feds get done doing their job. Then they take the feds' whole paperwork book and they go through it and see the detail. What did he do? Who was his co-defendants and all that? This is the reason. This is the whole entire blueprint behind people who expose people's paperwork. That's what they do. Okay, so Finesse2Tymes did what he did. He can't change that, but he knows that in order for him to move the way he wants to and get the same respect and treatment that he always had in the streets, then he has to keep a clean image about not snitching, no cooperation, and everything like that. And so this all goes to work against him, because regardless of what happens, man, he's either gonna have something where people gonna expose what he said to the feds in them interrogation rooms. A lot of the times these rappers think that whatever they say to them is going to be held a secret because they a celebrity, or they this, or the person said they make sure it won't get out. But it's all public information at the end of the day. So don't snitch on people to actual feds that write it down and put it into court dockets and everything like that. There's a difference between somebody who just talking about what's a topic that's trending, and there's a difference between the people who actually go out of their way and take the time out of their life to go and get your federal records paperwork and then talk about every single line about it. That's a whole different game. And this is why Finesse2Tymes, he started looking at that a lot too closely, because he realized that he don't want them to go after everything. He don't want them to expose the paperwork that still hasn't came out yet, the things that he just went through, just to let, because you've seen how Finesse, I told y'all, you could binge watch all of my videos. I've been telling y'all, when Finesse2Tymes got arrested last month and all the little dealings that he had to go through, there's more paperwork coming from that. And the whole thing is that he has to cooperate because he's still on federal paperwork. He's still on federal probation. So any trouble that he gets into, the only way he's able to get out so quickly is because he's going to have to go and look at his options on what they need him to do in order for him to be able to get bond or do this and do that. And so at the end of the day, man, it's not worth living that type of lifestyle where you did something wrong, but you fantasize it in your raps and everything like that. But then when people start talking about it and exposing him, and it's just that Finesse2Tymes looking at it like, man, he don't want them people to be the ones that's exposing him. He'd rather have that come out of somebody that presses him in real life or something like that. But at the end of the day, this is what y'all created, man. Y'all rappers created this by telling too much. Y'all rappers created this by snitching on yourself, getting caught, getting booked, and not beating the case. And whenever y'all didn't beat the case, you had to tell to get yourself out. So if there's paperwork on you and people are exposing it and all of this stuff, and what Finesse2Tymes said out of his mouth is that they taking advantage of him being on federal probation, or they using his name to come up off of it and stuff like that. Well, keep your name clean and don't go into that type of lifestyle if that's the type of life that you didn't want. And this is the thing, is that a lot of these celebrities, they act like they be on Instagram, they be going live and everything, pushing all these videos out for their own ulterior motives and everything like that. But then when the whole world go and talk about them, then they want to act like, oh, where's my privacy? Where's this and that? You can't be a celebrity and expect to have a private life. If you want a private life, then go live in a stranded island somewhere. Don't be a rapper. Don't be a celebrity. Do something behind the scenes, behind the curtains. That way you won't be seen or whatever it is. And so this is an interesting thing because what do you think about celebrities who have a whole lot going on? People talk about them and then their past starts getting exposed, but then they want to start being private now. It's like you can't have the best of both worlds. You got to pick one that you stuck with. You wanted to be famous. You wanted to be a famous rapper, and this is the stuff that come with it. So you got to deal with that life and live with it and get your millions and get out the game if you don't like the game. And at the end of the day, subscribe to the channel for more updates. That's it.